Burning Shnurgle. Burning Shnurgle.
And I mean, so far it's been quite an impressive bracket. We've got the two newcomers, Jevil and Peasant, going through.
I would say perhaps Peasant might have to be the newcomer again.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Old haunts, but new days. Let's see, because Burning seems like they went down to losers bracket quite early, but we're having quite a confident march through it. So we'll have to see what happens between Shnurgle and Burning in the next match. Ready? Let's go.
Let's absolutely get it. Some Molo gaming coming in.
Tower of Heaven, here we go. Molo Maple.
Neither of these characters, I have to say, are particularly in my wheelhouse. So, really just interested to see what creative plays these two go for.
Oh, that's the term that I was actually expecting, because that is what Burning really excels at, I think, on the Molo play. Okay, I have spoken to Burning a couple of times, and Burning said, well, there is a bit of chaos that I managed to create, but it's a very creative one, I find, personally.
And it often comes down to how well someone can deal with these bombs that are going out everywhere, and Shnurgle is going to be caught by one just as I say that.
Big bomb finisher. Indeed, it's all about that confidence in parrying either the thrown bomb or the bomb explosion, and I gotta say, it's quite nerve-wracking, the finisher bomb to parry, especially when it's a little bit ambiguous. Ooh, gets both of them.
Take them both.
That has to happen.
Like you say, this is that chaos that's just so inherent to a fun Molo performance.
Indeed. And it is essentially whittling down the nerves of the other player. So if the other player is actually quite confident, I think Burning is the one that then has to up the game and not rely so much on the chaos. But in this situation, we're seeing that Shnurgle might have to learn a thing or two. Maybe it's new to Shnurgle playing a Molo.
One thing I really want to note about this that I'm seeing is Burning's absolute aggression in this match so far. I know he has it in him to play back, bait people into bombs, but right now he is just running his Maple down and blowing him up.
I couldn't agree more. Like it's down to that mastery of placing those bombs after they've been pulled out, tossing them wherever they need to go, and it's certainly catching Shnurgle off guard. It's catching me off guard because I didn't realize these new angles that Burning is pulling out. They are very dangerous indeed. Let's see what happens in the next one.
These finishes, you've got to be so careful around them. Right, Ethereal Gates for game 2 is going to be Shnurgle's pick.
Everybody gets a finisher.
Really nice thing, but Maple is barely going to be able to tech roll out of it.
Yeah, it's that combination of having that deadly area held by the finisher, as well as those big strongs that can be pulled out at just a moment's notice that covers so much of the screen, especially when recovering.
You'll start to find that if you can't... a nice parry punish is going to send Shnurgle right off his side. And I think what you're going to find is that if you can't be getting these parries, or you can't stay away from these bombs, you're going to get a bit overwhelmed.
Now, the thing that perhaps will throw many people off who haven't played Burning is that Burning might not enjoy it, but Burning is very much capable of playing neutral without the bombs and chaos. And that ability to switch it up is very dangerous. And especially Burning's ability to go off stage and follow you with the I think there's two spikes. There's the fair one and the down air one. And they've certainly got a different feel for trying to dodge them, because one of them can be held onto. So Burning certainly has an arsenal that's been very much honed in by now. We'll have to see what Shnurgle figures out. Although it might have to be in the next game.
On top of him with a baseball bat to the face.
Explosive at that.
That's one thing I do know Burnign does a lot, just dropping on top of you with that bat. If you're not ready for it, you go flying.
Yep. Oh, there comes the fair. Right, well that's actually quite even. I thought it was Shnurgle might actually struggle to even it out at that moment, but nope. Here we are now. Lily in the middle. Although Lily hasn't, as I was saying, it hasn't seemed to be a problem for Burnign at all.
And that finisher is going to catch the Maple recovery so perfectly, like he planned it 5 minutes in advance.
Yep. Just left it there. Little present for you. Come back, have a hug, and then go meet the blast zone. No chance to survive. that could be the summary to the game style. Think fast. I love it. Great. Right, game 3 it is. Any answers? Ethereal Gates again.
And
see what happens.
The Arcane.
Oh, I wonder what Shnurgle's thinking. There must be something. Yeah. Sometimes, like, I did play once with the Aether versus Burnign, and then I realized that the Olympia would be so much better because the fair is so good at dealing with any random bomb on the ground, because you can just run through them. Oh my goodness, another double kill. I think Finisher Bomb should become a character in this tournament.
Definitely. We'll give it a place in the top 8. Depending on how many KOs it gets.
Honorary.
I think Finisher Bomb's going to have more KOs than the Molo who was playing with it.
Oh, definitely. Because it gets both parties, doesn't it?
I will say though, I'm not fully convinced by this Arcane pick, because one of the problems that you're gonna find against Molo is that you either need to be on point with deflecting or parrying these bombs, or you need to be moving around them. And Maple is obviously quite the queen in the mobility department.
Yep. Speedy and very capable of moving around.
So this switch back to Arcane feels like, Shnurgle wants to maybe slow it down and try and play safer, but he is not getting the room. And
oh my goodness.
Down to last stop here. He has to really pull it out to get a chance in this set.
I mean, 3 syllables after you told us about your excitement, and we were already at 60%. Like, we didn't even have time to tell the audience about how we felt about the previous.
Shnurgle just cannot lay a hand or a flipper on Burnign right now.
Yeah. Indeed, I was hoping that we'd be seeing much more. Oh, there we go. At least we've got another kill. I thought we were going to see a lot more bubbles, but we are not at the moment.
No, and that plays very grounded sort of game.
Indeed, and perhaps that's not working to their favor.
As yep, the recovery is going to be found out by that forward strong, and Burnign is going to take the 3-0.
Strong presence there. We'll have to see if anyone's able to face that chaos, that think fast method.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there we go. That's the second game of top 8. Very exciting. Oh, third game. Sorry about that. And we're off to the next losers. Is it Red Shell versus Sky?
It will be Red. It'll be Red Shell versus Sky for the last round of round 1 in this top 8. What do you mean?
That's okay. Seems we are going to have to play fetch for a moment. Poor Rendered now is going to have to call up onto our players to send us the good stuff. So Sky is another bird of a feather from a Rasta player.
Yes,
have you had a chance to play against Sky?
Oh, plenty. I think that it's very interesting playing against both them and then playing against Golgum, comparing the two. Both up-and-coming Rastas, both been really grinding at it and working at it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've generally found Sky can be quite tricky when it comes to reading what you're doing, but I wouldn't say that they always quite have, like, they always know quite how they're going to close out these sets, and it can get away from them a bit, but they have some really good source in there, and they have some very good movement, very good strings. I'm excited to see what they bring to us in a bracket, because I don't see them in a bracket a whole lot.
No, I haven't had a chance to. I've only played Sky on a weekly, and Sky definitely demonstrated a good, solid foundation to the what they're working up of their roster. As you say, if we're comparing Golgum to Sky, I think Sky definitely uses a much more fluid movement using platforms at the moment, and that certainly worked a lot in their favor. And their ability to catch things that I did not expect, perhaps.
Yeah, Sky has very good movement, and yeah, the way they use this movement to respond to your options and cover the things that you want to do is quite exquisite. And on the other side of the aisle, though, we do have Red Shell, the second frog of our little top 8 here.
Little top 8, another qualifier of previous Roacs. We're going to have to see what Red Shell brings today. I think Red Shell, I can't remember, perhaps previous season took a little bit of a lesser presence, but now we're seeing a lot more appearances by Red Shell. So I think Red Shell is pretty much good to go on the new game on the games now. So it'll be a question of whether or not Red Shell is prepared to meet Sky's playstyle and Rasta's in general in this set.
Yes, it's been a little while since I played against Red Shell, so I can't quite say how his style is sitting these days. I do recall him generally being probably a bit of a safer player, more willing to sit back and, you know, maybe try and punish with tongues and needles and all that kind of thing.
It was definitely a part of Red Shell's arsenal to tack on some dots on you, some toxic dots, and let those work for them. But I can't. It's hard to say, because I think I've played Borb so much more recently that Red Shell's playstyle will be something I'm looking forward to having a refresher on as soon as we start getting the replays. Hopefully, so we're hoping that they've not been eaten by the random gods of replay sending.